She also provided multiple pictures of them together, as well as pictures taken in.
Oh, wow, bro.
Think all of these.
Yeah, he did that shit. He did that shit. Hi, I'm Kai. We're watching. Hold on, let me get it back into video time. Yay, video time. Anyway, we're watching a thing called The Downfall of Impractical Jokers. I've heard of Impractical Jokers, kind of, never seen them. Who is this video made by? This video was made by Patrick CC. I'm not gonna lie, it's hot as hell. I have my fan off, so the fan noise isn't in the video. So thank me, subscribe, please. I'm sweating to death for this video. So yay. All right, let's get into it. Wrong profile. There we go.
Shocked when Joe Gatto of Impractical Jokers abruptly.
Wait, Russ, run it back. Hold on. There we go.
Fans were shocked when Joe Gatto of Impractical Jokers abruptly announced that he would be stepping away from the hit TV show in late 2021. But what nobody realized was that this might have been an attempt to save the show before some dark secrets came to light. In the years that followed, the controversies would start to pile up to the point where the guys could no longer hide from them, and the wholesome image of four lifelong friends making each other laugh would start to collapse on itself. Unfortunately, whether or not any of these allegations held any weight did not matter, because it had a permanent impact on the show, as ratings have plummeted to an all-time low, and Impractical Jokers has become a shell of what it once was. Through a post made to Instagram, Joe revealed that he and his wife, Bessie, had recently separated, and he wanted to focus on co-parenting his two young children during their separation, which seems understandable. Fans respected Joe's decision to move on and appreciated the care he had for his family. His three co-stars released a joint statement of their own, where they expressed their appreciation for Joe and their intentions to continue making episodes without him. But some fans voiced concerns about the show's ability to last without him and felt that a piece of the soul that made the show great would be missing. There were also those who believed that something much darker had happened behind the scenes. There is definitely a scandal here. His post is meant to preempt a scandal. He is trying to thoroughly disassociate himself from the Impractical Jokers brand so that when his scandal comes out, it doesn't tank his friends' careers. Now, the speculation and conspiracy theories surrounding Joe's exit were initially met with pushback and skepticism. If he stops working to take the equal custody he's entitled to, she gets much less money. It's that simple. There's probably millions of dollars at stake. Once the divorce is final, I bet he comes back on some level. But then fans became increasingly suspicious when they noticed a handful of episodes of Impractical Jokers had been removed from truTV's website and HBO Max's streaming service shortly after Joe's departure. All the banned episodes shared a common theme, Joe being put in what is described as compromising situations. These episodes include Stripped of Dignity, where Joe was required to strip in public for strangers, Bullshatsu, which featured Joe hiding in a massage chair and giving strangers massages, and Sun Fan Lotion, that depicted Joe in a pair of swim trunks asking strangers to rub his body with sunscreen. It's hard to truly understand what they were protecting.
It's been 2 minutes, I can actually start yapping now. Okay, so to be fair, if I was leaving a company and like a thing like this, I'd probably want my shit deleted too. Not gonna lie, I'd probably want my stuff deleted too. Cause it's like, yeah, I'm leaving. Like, I don't need people. I thought it was like a cheating thing. I don't need people seeing me getting rubbed down with sunscreen. Nah, it's the whole kids thing. You see, and that's like, you know.
Here, because most of these skits were standard Impractical Jokers material. The formula of the show was simple. Four lifelong friends compete with each other to perform embarrassing, shocking, or just silly pranks on strangers. The challenger has an earpiece in and has to follow the instructions given by the other jokers.
Slowly raise the glass up higher and higher as you talk to them.
Even the simplest of jokes turned into hilarious moments. Not only were the situations ridiculous, but each guy had to come up with their own improv strategy to complete the prank. Plus, the unsuspecting strangers' reactions to their behavior was the cherry on top. The show was a smash hit right out of the gate, racking up 60 million views through its first season, but its success was seemingly everlasting. It almost had this like Rob Dyrdek ridiculousness effect, like it just seemed to be on all the time. No matter when you turn on the TV, there was an episode of Impractical Jokers playing. The show developed a die-hard audience that always waited.
What's with that? It's the same shit with damn ridiculousness on MTV and what is it? SpongeBob on Nick, Teen Titans on, bro. Get some variety, damn. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I with the first pictures in the beginning, I did ask if it was gonna be like a Wilbur situation. Thankfully, it's not. Yay!
In anticipation for the next episode,
baby,
and viewers fell in love with the Jokers not just as entertainers, but as people. One of my personal favorites was when they had to take food off of other people's plates at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh my god, delicious!
I'd hit you. I'd beat you.
Oh my god, my favorite, y'all. Loved it. Look at her face. She doesn't know what to do.
Prioritizing genuine reactions and their real personalities was key to their image, branding, and marketing, with the series' tagline being actual friends, actual dares, actually funny.
I mean, to be fair, it is actually funny.
Oh. Would I be the kind of guy that...
I would think.
No.
Damn! Damn!
Since we're not lying to each other.
Come on, bro, damn! Out of all the reasons you could have said, you said the one thing, you could have just said he was creepy, damn.
What about this?
Yeah, I pieced that out too.
He used to have more hair.
Yeah, you want to see?
We put Murray's old headshot.
This is his real headshot.
Musical theater when he was 18.
Yeah, he used to have a lot more hair.
You're killing my chances. You're killing
See?
Yo,
Do you like regional theater? Are you a fan of
Chris
regional?
Hemsworth face out.
The Jokers weren't playing characters. They were four real friends goofing off together. The show felt like hanging out with your buddies in real life, and gave their audience a deep sense of familiarity and trust for the Jokers. That also gave the viewers the feeling that they were genuinely good people. For example, sometimes one of the Jokers would receive a task that conflicted with their personal ethical code, and they would basically just refuse to do it.
Q, pull her aside for a second.
Let me talk to you one second over here, please.
I produced some erotic VR stuff on the side if you're interested.
Okay, no. How you doing? You guys having fun today?
Yeah,
Say to the girl, are you with him?
Are you with him?
Seriously? Wait, what's the machine okay? You checking the machine?
This showed that they weren't just four degenerate guys running around harassing people on the street, but rather they were well-intentioned comedians having fun without being rude or mean to the people they interacted with.
And this is how see, prank channels, if you did this, nobody would have an issue with you. Well, not nobody, but like you would be getting so much bullshit. There was so much less bullshit. Let's beat an old man a park challenge and your prank. That's not a prank, bro. You gotta know where to draw the limits. Come on, big dog. Nah, these dudes were fun. Please don't tell me a situation where people with talent get fucked up, bro. Come on, man.
Fans didn't just love the show, they loved the people who made it special, both for their humor and their personal character, which is why fans were confused when they found out about the infamous banned episode called The Dream Crusher. Joe's task was to find a hired actor planted in the mall by other Jokers and select them by giving them a kiss. If he correctly guessed who it was and kissed the right person, he won the challenge. Joe at first seems excited at the idea of kissing the female actor that was planted in the mall, who he describes as hot in the early moments of the challenge. However, once his wife arrives, his demeanor completely changes. Joe went from super confident to crumbled down instantly. Truly an epic moment. Now, knowing that he and his wife were getting separated, it's not hard to guess why this episode was removed from.
Oh, wait, if we bring up the divorce thing, yeah, that could maybe like used as like evidence in her case to where like just like, hey, I deserve the extra money and like extra more money and shit like that. Maybe if he's going for that, huh?
Streaming services. However, due to the trust Joe had built between himself and the audience, the idea that he held any responsibility for he and his wife's real-life separation was completely off the table for his fans. Joker's fans ran with the idea that Joe is this perfectly innocent man whose wife was potentially cheating on him and divorcing him to take all of his money. And while we can all agree that this is just parasocial behavior from diehard fans, it was only the tip of the iceberg. Slowly, eventually more and more potential evidence would be revealed. A post made to the Impractical Joker subreddit all the way from late 2017 resurfaced that features 2 female fans taking a selfie with Murr. In the comments, one of the women claimed to have spoken with Joe using Snapchat's call feature, and further elaborated. He tried calling me a few times before I noticed and grabbed my roommate Amy to come talk to him. At one point, he joked about us being pretty girls who live together and that we should be in a pillow fight. We laughed and joked about it, then the conversation continued in another direction until I called my roommate out for filming me talking with him, and he said, "Amy's filming? I'm out," and dropped the call. Then I shot him a message apologizing, and he was really nice about it and said, "Silly Amy," and then asked if we wanted to come to his hotel room for a pillow fight. We didn't want to go to his room, but we also didn't want to stop talking to him, so we danced around the subject a bit, joked about inviting Q or maybe Larry if we could find him. He didn't respond to the Larry joke, so we said goodnight and he said goodnight back, and that was it. All in all, he was really nice and fun to talk to. Just wanted a couple girls to pillow fight in his room, which, you know, who doesn't? Fans were quick.
Me, I don't know. That's too much. You could brother, you could tell me that SZA and damn, what's another, not fucking, you could tell me SZA and Nicki Minaj told me they want to have a pillow fight in my room. Too much energy. Too much. Y'all just come here for a pillow fight? That's it? We know we not here for pillow fights. You not here for pillow fights. It's God, no, we not here for pillow fights, bro. Let's be honest with ourselves now. Come on, put the Bible on the table, gang.
To point out that Joe was married, and the idea of inviting 2 young women to have a pillow fight in his hotel room was deeply inappropriate. But keep this story in the back of your mind moving forward, because it won't be the last time we hear about Joe using Snapchat and inviting girls over to his hotel room. An alleged friend of former True TV producer also offered their perspective into Joe Gatto's private habits. "All I know is there was a boxing fight years back. Joe was there along with other True TV personnel. He was outwardly attempting to hit on various women in a non-joking manner while his wife was home pregnant with their first kid. For my friend, a young guy recently hired, it was a don't meet your heroes moment, as other staffers were like, he does this all the time. Joe doesn't drink, so he uses this to his advantage with women." Now obviously this could be just a totally uncredible source that's just making some stuff up. But with a handful of deleted episodes and stories like these becoming more notable than ever, things weren't exactly looking good for Joe. But with nothing truly concrete and the trust that Joe had established between himself and the audience, nothing more would come of these rumors for now. Impractical Jokers continued by bringing in guest stars to fill Joe's place. And although the show was mostly the same, something just felt like it was missing, and the ratings proved that. The final episode featuring Joe hit 420,000 viewers, however the following episode dropped down to 210,000, and the episode after that only hit 170,000. Joe's presence was clearly missed, but diehard fans still enjoyed the show in spite of his absence. On more positive,
yeah, that's the one part about like people investing like a personality instead of like the show or whatever, because I feel like with like people investing in the people, they actually, you know, care, they're like locked in on the show more. Or like even with other like channels, everything, like take MatPat for example. If people just liked game theory and like instead of MatPat, nobody'd give a fuck about it. Like we don't care about your child MatPat. But yeah, but like with MatPat, right? You're investing in MatPat. People wouldn't care like if we're just game theory. You're like, oh yeah, fuck you kid, fuck your wife, make more game theory, make more FNAF theory. Blah, blah, blah. You know, very like I don't care about you. You give me what I want fan base. However, if you invest in the person, then they do care about you. They give a shit about you, and you're damn near worshipped, which is what MatPat was. Hell, I'm one of them. However, if you try to like change up the formula, aka the people, then you have to like build all that back, because all that investment in that person now gone. Same thing with like the people who took over after MatPat's gone, like Tom and all the other folks, Santi, Amy, all of them. Like the views are getting less because MatPat's gone, but you know it's still game theory at the end of the day. They just gotta build all that back, and that's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Positive note, Joe eventually revealed that he and his wife had rekindled their relationship, with a post made to Instagram celebrating their 10-year wedding anniversary. Fans immediately began speculating that meant Joe was due for a return, but unfortunately, that never came, and more allegations would make it very clear that Joe would never be returning to Impractical Jokers. A TikTok user by the name of Josie B, or Hope, made a series of posts on the platform in March of 2025 alleging misconduct by Joe Gatto. After running into him while getting dinner with her family, Joe invited Hope to a stand-up special he was doing that night. She went and enjoyed the performance and even got to meet him backstage. And when she got back home, she began drinking and messaging Joe on Instagram. Joe invited her to meet him at his hotel room. She claims that Joe turned on vanish mode, meaning that she didn't have the proof of any of these messages, but he gave her specific instructions on how to get to his room, and Hope decided to go.
Ubered to his hotel, and it was a little like he was giving me these weird instructions. Like I was like thinking I was gonna be like a stealth like spy mode at this point. I walk in the door, somebody opens the door for me, whatever, and they're like asking me like I forget what they asked me. I don't know, I was drunk, I don't know. But somebody led me to the elevator, and somebody was on the elevator with me and pressed the button.
Hope was giving a ton of detail and slowly mapping out the timeline, but when it came to actually say what happened in the hotel room, she did not want to share any of the details.
Some stuff happened. I don't want to go into the details about everything, but I'm not going to show the picture that I posted on my account before of...
You can't put all that out there and just be like, nah, I'm not gonna show. No, you don't blast this man if he actually did something. The hell you talking? No, don't pussyfoot around it now.
Of moi, but it just like the things he said, and like he was bragging like about things, and just was, it was just, I don't want any girl to feel like that and to have. Don't meet your stars.
So you went to a guy's hotel room at 2 a.m. for what? To play checkers? I'm not victim blaming, but whenever you agree to meet a man at a hotel, it's never just for friendship. In case someone underage is reading this comment, do not go. There has to be some accountability here, girl. You kept messaging him, you went to his hotel, you put yourself in danger. The more severe claims were met with skepticism. She did claim in a separate post that Joe had SA'd her, showing off a large bruise on her backside that he supposedly had made with his teeth. Hope had revealed in an older TikTok that she had anemia, showing off her numerous bruises as a side effect of the illness. This could explain the bruise on her backside. Even if this encounter did happen, it doesn't inherently mean that Joe maliciously tried to harm her.
Fucking A, man.
Viewers also pointed out the unserious tone that she has throughout the video, accusing her of rambling and getting easily distracted by her hair or the sky in the background.
So after this, he turns on vanish mode. Also, the sky looks kind of pretty. He turns on vanish mode. So I didn't get much of that, and I was drunk and crazy roommate, so...
Of course, while none of these factors necessarily disqualify her claims, there seems to be a lack of concrete evidence. Sure, she was at the hotel that she willingly admits that she went to on her own volition. She said over and over again that she was drunk, but didn't necessarily say what actually happened, and is kind of accusing him of a crime. But regardless of what we think, Joe would actually respond to these allegations stating, "I have used poor judgment, and as a result, I have violated the trust of the people I love most. But anyone who knows me at all knows full well that I wouldn't assault anyone. Working on myself is an ongoing process, and I am now going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energies where I need to." Despite being vague, Joe's statement tells a lot through subtle context. He doesn't directly deny the encounter between himself and Hope, but does refute the claims that it was non-consensual. Before this statement, it was all just rumors that Joe was like this guy who would frequently hit on girls that went to his show and try to get them to meet up with him at his hotel room, but now he seems to be confirming that there was a little bit of truth there. And because of his response...
So he's... I don't know when that was taken. I didn't catch that. I don't know if like during his marriage. If it wasn't during his marriage, then he's just an ethical freak. A freak, but he's an ethical freak. Like, hey, a woman way younger than me, I'm gonna tap that raw baby, but we both consented. This is hell no. We ain't going down that road. If that's the case, then, you know, cool beans.
essentially opened the door wide open for others to speak about their encounters with Joe, and additional allegations were given in the following days. 2 girls by the name of Brianna and Grace shared a similar story about Joe. After seeing him at a show and tagging him on Instagram, Joe began messaging them in direct messages. They went to a second show where they met him backstage for a few minutes. The fans were amazed that they were able to get access to their favorite comedian. They continued chatting with him in DMs and asked if he could give them free tickets to a third show, to which he said yes. When they arrived to the third show, they got to spend more time with him backstage, and they claimed this is where Joe started behaving inappropriately.
So then he told us to take a seat with him on the couch, so we did. And he was staring at our stomachs, and he was wondering if we had an innie or an outie belly button. And he told us to lift up our shirts, so we did. I mean,
Oh, you nasty bitch. Oh, ew.
kind of, we couldn't not, you know. So we did, and then he asked to touch them, and that's when it started getting weird. He was stroking our bellies, and that sounds so weird, but I swear to God, that's what he was doing. He was literally touching our belly buttons.
And he kissed her on the cheek before we left.
He kissed me on the cheek, and he gave us a $100 bill.
Oh my God, yeah, I have a picture of it.
But basically, okay, this is what I was wearing. You see it, like the red jacket with like that yellow wristband for like meet and greet passes. And this is the $100 bill he gave us. You can see I'm wearing the same red jacket with the same wristband. It's like over there in the corner. But yeah, this is a $100 bill he gave us. He whipped it out and he said, for driving so far, for like seeing me.
So afterwards, he felt bad because we had to drive so far to get back. And he ended up buying us a hotel, like a $200 hotel.
Basically, like, this is all we really have about the hotel because, like, we didn't get pictures of it or anything because we were so, like, fed up in the moment and, like, excited about it because, like, obviously he's a celebrity and he was, like, spending money on us and we were like, oh my God, like, what the heck? But he was still kind of, like, weird in the moment, so we were like, you know? But, yeah, this is me saying, like, gonna buy us one in the same hotel as you. And then he put it in vanish mode like he did with, but he put it in vanish mode and he was saying stuff and then he said, he was like saying like it's too risky for me to do that.
The girls then alleged that Joe purchased a hotel room for them across the street from the hotel he was staying at, to the point where they were even able to wave at each other through the windows. They claim he would strategically turn on vanish mode when...
Okay, here's my thing about this, right? Okay, they have proof, obviously. I believe these two are right. Here's why I think like some people do get like iffy when like other people do start popping up. Here's the thing, they have proof. I admit that. We've already admitted that bro is a freak, all right? Damn, that's the wrong thing. We already admitted bro's a freak. So I do believe that's true, in my personal opinion. But the part is like, I don't know, because I feel like where people like lose their shit about this kind of stuff is like, because there's been plenty of people that like fake stuff, or like when somebody's popping off. Like with the Quite thing, I'm pretty sure when Quite was popping off, there were some people that were like saying that same thing happened to them, and that's fucking garbage. So I can feel why try to defend this, but these motherfuckers got evidence. Like this isn't like oh, like a Twitter thread like, hey, he touched me. No, you got receipts for a dude that went through, well, some receipts supposedly, you know, because he did like, he's confirmed to be freaky, supposedly anyway. But like, nah, you got pictures on pictures. Damn, Nick.
Whenever he said something extremely inappropriate, but they alleged that he was asking for explicit pictures and for them to come over to his hotel room at night.
So we're at the hotel at this time, the one he bought us, and he's still texting us, and he is asking us for videos of us kissing, making out, nudes. I mean, all of that. He was literally basically begging us to come over to his hotel, saying that he'll sneak us around the back so none of his, people on set would see. And he was literally just trying everything with the charger, with,
just asking us in general. Like,
in general.
Are you going to come over? Are you going to come over? We were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that because, I mean, we're not, like, obviously we're not going to go over there to a 50-year-old, like, hotel room, like, in the middle of night,
We knew what he wanted.
Yeah, obviously, that's what he wanted.
He was asking us for nudes. He wanted us, like,
yeah.
And we decided not to go over there.
Obviously, because we were like, this is crazy. Like, he literally has a wife and kids.
What makes this situation complicated is that both Brianna and Grace seemed to understand, at least on some level, that what was happening wasn't right. They knew the dynamic was inappropriate. An adult man, famous and married at the time, blurring boundaries with young fans. But knowing something is wrong and acting on that knowledge are two very different things. They were young, impressionable, and caught in the thrill of being noticed by someone they admired. For them, this wasn't just a weird 50-something-year-old, it was Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers, someone they'd watched for years.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always like seems to be fans too, because like it's like that's the easiest hotspot for them. Allegedly, that's the easiest hotspot for them to get like ladies and everything. Because like you're a famous guy, you could just go on Tinder and then just granted, people think you're fake. You could easily pick up young women anywhere, but you're going for fans because it's the easiest hotspot. I don't know, man.
Years on television. Then again, they also wanted to remind everyone that they weren't accusing him of a crime.
This is not a video about him assaulting us in any way, shape, or form.
Nothing physical happened. It was
nothing at all.
Nothing. He's not a great man.
Yeah, he's not a criminal. He's just freaky. That's it.
And what we should be focused on is not teenage girls going to his hotel. What we should be focused on is a 50-year-old man inviting teenage girls to hotels. That's the problem.
Married with kids.
Yeah. This is the problem, guys.
A former employee of Joe Gatto spoke with People magazine, alleging to have met Joe at only 15 years old. Once she turned 18, she says he became more flirtatious and possessive, allegedly groping her in an elevator and inviting her to his hotel room to cuddle. But sometimes Joe didn't even wait for them to turn 18. Another young woman released a TikTok of her own, claiming to have been only 15 years old when Joe solicited nude pictures from her on
How many damn, bro?
Snapchat.
Hello, my name is Mandy, and when I was 15 years old, Joe Gatto from the Impractical Jokers groomed me.
On the surface, it may seem like all these allegations are baseless.
On a complete separate point, hold on, let's run it back. We're gonna get a little bit goofy here for a second. We're gonna get a little bit goofy. Absolute fine shit. Let this kind of woman find me, Lord. Anyway, let's get back to the crazy shit.
Behavior. The use of applications like Snapchat and Instagram to send non-permanent messages to teenage girls, all of them being explicit in nature, and almost all of them end with an invitation to a hotel room. Joe's initial response was outdated at this point, and he quickly canceled his upcoming tour dates and issued a new statement. Having taken some time to reflect, I've decided to voluntarily enter an inpatient program to continue working on myself. I just want to thank my friends, fans, and especially my family for all of their support. Never more so than over the last few days. Even if you think all of the—
Yeah, he did that shit. He did that shit. He did that shit. Hey, I mean, allegedly did that shit. But my personal opinion, in my idiot opinion, that's an admission of guilt, bro. That's an admission of guilt. You know damn well his wife at home, his wife and shit. He couldn't he done explained everything to his wife. So it's not like he could just say no at this point. His wife's right there. Nah, bro, that's an admission of guilt. Damn. Your wife got you by the balls, huh?
These allegations from these girls are complete lies. I mean, there has to be some truth to them considering Joe's responses. Plus, the impact of them on the show was very real. Joe had now been missing from the show for years and the ratings had continued to plummet. Now that his absence was associated with these shameful allegations, it raised questions about the entire show and specifically the other cast members. The other three guys had remained dead silent throughout this entire ordeal and to this day haven't said a word about the situation. You would think lifelong best friends would be extremely quick to defend their buddy, but they didn't. And now people think they might have some skeletons in their closet that they didn't want revealed, specifically Murr, who had two women came out with allegations of their own against him. The first came from a fan who claimed to be underage when they met and seemingly had a relationship over the span of 2 years when she was 16 to 18. She provided texts of her and Murr going back and forth where he admits to being drunk and inviting her to come over. She also provided multiple pictures of them together as well as pictures taken in.
Oh wow, bro, this is one of the few times where I've seen like people make allegations and shit to this level, and it's just straight evidence. pictures. Like texts are one thing. In today's day and age, I barely trust texts because texts can be faked so easily. No, they got pictures. Not only does she have pictures, she has like paper pictures. Like pictures you take with like a camera. These can't be edited. Oh no, buddy, you were caught worse than your boy.
In a photo booth of them kissing, but she also said, "Please note I acted like I was older than I was at first, but he saw my ID the first time we met and continued, it was just an unspoken fact. I take full responsibility for that. I was young and stupid." These allegations made this joke age like milk.
What I'm going to do today is teach you some tips and tricks on how to optimize your computer to the best of its ability.
Let's check out my trash bin.
Down here is your recycle bin. This is where you throw things away. Let's take a look at my recycle bin. Throw out what you do not need. For example, barely legal GIF. So, I didn't need it anymore. I threw it away.
The second allegation came from a TikTok user named Fall1995. The account shows a mountain of different screenshots and text conversations from when she was 16 and Murr was 35. When asked if he would consider dating her when she turns 18, Murr responds with, "Once you turn 18, email me the same question and I'll be happy to answer." When she posted about this publicly, he said, "Please don't put what I told you about turning 18 on a public message board on a Facebook fan page, okay?
Fucking waiting until she's 18. That's
don't like my private messages shared with fans. I'd love if you could please delete all those posts." The two also discussed meeting in person, with Murr saying they could meet only if she never tells anyone. He would compliment the girl and often tell her that he loves her. However, despite what looks like this enormous expose, all she ultimately wanted to say was that her conversations with him were strange and inappropriate, but not that he had committed any crime. Also, for clarity, this is the exact video that this user uploaded to TikTok. I did not black out her face, nor did I alter her voice. She did that.
So if you guys have noticed, I went on private mode for a little bit, not because I'm guilty of lying or because I'm suspicious, but because people are trying to dox me. People are sending me death threats. People are sending threats about calling the SWAT team on me over Murr. Of all people, you guys are trying to bat for this guy so hard. It's just crazy to me. I don't know. It's so strange. I've made it so clear. I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm not saying that he committed a crime. All I'm saying is, for me personally, I think it's just strange conversations that a 35-year-old engaged in.
Both of these girls that made allegations blurred their face, name, and made anonymous accounts. So the idea—
yeah, they know how the internet is. They know you could have somebody dead to rights. It don't matter. People are still gonna bat for them regardless. Fucking all kinds of YouTubers that did bad shit still have followers, dog.
The idea that they were doing it for clout or attention holds little weight. Then again, without essentially a real person to attach it to, it's hard to fully verify their stories. Hiding identities could be a sign that they're genuinely afraid of backlash or disbelief, which often happens in cases involving public figures. On the other hand, the lack of a face, name, or verifiable details makes it difficult for anyone to properly investigate or hold the accused accountable. Unlike Joe, Murr refused to respond to these allegations altogether, and most of the time, the best course of action is to not respond in the face of online backlash. Considering the nature of Joe's multiple responses, I mean, it's safe to assume that there was some truth there, but because Murr has said absolutely nothing, gives him the benefit of the doubt. And these days, Joe is still very vocal in expressing how much he misses his old life.
Hey friends, I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, so I just wanted to say hello. Over the past 5 months, I needed to step away to take care of myself, deal with the enormity of life, and just really focus on what's important, which is my family, my wife and kids. All's good there, thank goodness. But, I also just miss you guys. I miss this part of my life, which is entertaining. I've been doing it for multiple decades at this point, and it's just a huge part of me, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting back to that soon.
You can't be vague posting at this point, bro. You can't be vague posting. I know you there's nothing else you probably can do, but just like I don't know if you can be vague posting at this point, bro. You gotta rip at least a Band-Aid off.
But I also want to say thanks so much for the love and support and patience during this time as I work on what I need to. And I hope you're all well. And I also hope to see you soon.
All of these allegations have left the reputation of Impractical Jokers in a really strange and uncomfortable limbo. There are definitely a bunch of fans who simply do not care. Some fans are disappointed and believe the show isn't the same without Joe. Some said he was their least favorite Joker and they don't care that he's gone. Some can't be bothered with the idea that he might be begging for sympathy, and some believe there isn't enough backlash or outrage for Murr's allegations. It's safe to assume that these allegations could be a big reason why the show is not nearly as big as it once was, or you could just chalk it up to the show is really old and it could just be viewer fatigue, because there are still a ton of fans that will continue to support the guys for the foreseeable future, seeing
that and nobody's really watching TV anymore, so there's that too.
Their silence as a satisfactory response to ignore whatever actually happened. But it's undeniable that the magic of what made Impractical Jokers special is gone. The trust for many is now broken, leaving former fans to look back and question if any of it was real at all.
Ooh, why comedy movies died. That could have been a good video. I just realized I ain't seen a good comedy movie in a minute. I ain't seen a comedy movie in a minute. Huh. I've seen movies with comedy in them, but a comedy movie, no. Well, that's what one I can remember off the top of my head was Friday and Waterboy. Shit. Huh. I mean, I guess that's the thing. I'm going on a rant at the end of the video. Subscribe, please. We're gonna talk for right now. Damn, I just realized that, like, maybe it's because, like, personally for me, I don't like romance animes. Not at all, really. It's not that I don't like romance. I just don't like the only subject being romance. Like you can have romance in my animes all the time. I'm fine with that. I rock with that. Like the whole thing with what's a good fucking David and Lucy. Sorry, David and Lucy, that was lovely. It was beautiful. It wasn't the only thing in the show though. Like comedy. Yes, I like comedy. It's probably not a good idea to have the only thing in your movie being comedy. Like you probably gotta have something else there too, because then I guess it just ends up becoming a shitstorm. I guess too goofy. Maybe. Like you gotta have a good plot with the comedy too. You know what I'm saying? With romance, it's like, all right, we've been dragging this wrapped for like 2 hours now. Let's wrap this up, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was this. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, so all that jazz. I turned a 25-minute video into a 38-minute video. Hell yeah. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. Like, so all that jazz. I'll hang with y'all next time. Bye-bye.